The story of boy Ben Underwood, who can still see without eyes, has really stunned researchers about this strange mutant. Intense childhood gave birth to mutant. Born and raised in Sacramento, the state capital of California, Ben Underwood is unlike other peers. He was tormented by a terrible cancer from a very young age. It's retinal cancer. The disease robbed him of his eyes when he was only 3 years old. Perhaps at that time, few people would have guessed that young Ben Underwood had the energy to overcome pain, guilt and self-doubt to live the rest of his life. However, the life that took away his eyes compensated him for another eyes that were sharper and more alert than ever. To adapt and cope with life, Ben got used to locating things around by sound. This ability was honed day after day with such diligence that he could run, jump, skateboard, kick soccer and play video games like a normal person with clear eyes. He doesn't need a guide dog, doesn't need a cane to help him walk easily, he doesn't even need to fumble with his hands to distinguish the objects around him. His hearing is so developed that he can pinpoint the exact location of a distant echo with his magical ears. Talking about Ben's childhood, Aquanetta Gordon, Ben's mother, said, "Ben was born perfectly healthy with beautiful and vibrant black eyes. However, after a while, we realized there was something very strange about Ben's eyes. According to the doctor, there was a malignant tumor in the brain affecting the boy's vision. This is a very rare case, every 6 million children has it." Dr. James Rubin, who performed the surgery on Ben, explained that if Ben did not have urgent surgery, the risk of death would be very high. "At that time, my family and I were really afraid for Ben's life and agreed to the surgery. However, 10 months later, the melanoma was still not completely dead. We had to make the heartbreaking but very important decision that Ben lost his eyes forever. I thought Ben would be self-deprecating, frustrated and not wanting to go to school. But really we were wrong. He was completely confident, he practiced doing everything with his ears. That's very wonderful." In addition, Ben's mother also said, "When Ben permanently lost his eyes, we decided to send him to a school for the blind, because we thought, if he studied there, Ben will not feel lost and will adapt quickly to his situation." However, Ben adamantly refused and considered that Ben was not suitable there. Ben wants to have fun with his friends who are other normal people. And Ben did it. With his supernatural ability, Ben caught the attention of scientists and they tried their best to discover the miracle inside the little boy Ben. Reaching the supernatural limit. Documents, books and videos recording the image of the Superboy Ben have puzzled and confused scientists specializing in human supernatural abilities. Through research and verification, they conducted tests and said that Ben's acoustic positioning ability has reached its peak, equivalent to the sound sensitivity of dolphins, which means that the ability to bend special has surpassed the allowable limit of a normal person. As explained by scientists, echolocation is the ability to create a visual environment through listening to sounds. In principle, this ability is almost the same as the sonar system of underwater objects called sonar, or the excellent navigation of dolphins and bats. In other visually impaired people can only identify objects or obstacles thanks to the sound emitted by the object. However, boy Ben reaches a much higher limit. It is these anomalies that have accidentally turned Ben into one of the superheroes known to science and known by neighbors as mutant or a guy who can see with his ears. Ben did not show any discomfort with that name or guilt. On the contrary, Ben also felt everyone's affection for him as well as pride in that name. Currently, in the world there are many superhuman abilities that science has confirmed but cannot explain. For example, the ability to take pictures with your mind. According to scientists, this is an extremely rare ability to transfer images and thoughts to photographic film. In the world, there is only one person with superhuman abilities, that is Dead Serios living in Chicago. That unbelievable but true story happened one afternoon when Dead Serios got drunk and fell asleep in the studio. He dreamed of herds of strange animals, strange shapes, blue eyes chasing him. The next morning, when he was coding the newly taken rolls of film, he was surprised to see on some of the films strange images that he had dreamed of. In the following days, a series of strange images that did not exist in reality were recreated by Dead Serios on the films. This supernatural and extremely interesting ability of Dead Serios was noticed by scientists and discovered years later. According to scientists, the ability to locate by sound has been studied since the 1950s but until now has not been fully explained and understood. However, scientists at the University of California at Santa Barbara say that the ability to master sound like Ben Underwood is extremely rare and not everyone can do it. Not only stopping there, other superhuman abilities such as the man who can feel cold, the woman who never forgets, or the person who can use his mind to move things, are also included carefully studied scientists. These are proven and tested capabilities. However, besides that, there are also many possibilities that have not been revealed and are always curious for many researchers. The man was sleepwalking when his wife called him to wake up. The husband was shocked to find himself falling into the pool. Recently, social networks stirred up because of an inexplicable video recorded in the yard of a young couple. At the beginning of the video is a scene in the middle of the night. A man is moving slowly towards the pool, with his arms straight ahead. When he stepped into the pool, a strange phenomenon occurred. He continued to walk straight above the water with no sign of being submerged. At that moment, the wife discovered and called her husband's name. The man was startled awake, and immediately fell into the water. Based on the initial expression, perhaps this husband was sleepwalking, so he acted so strangely. And the hypothesis that many people put forward is, does sleepwalking awaken the hidden capacity of people? Because before he was awakened by his wife, he had walked above the water without ever sinking. This is completely against the laws of natural physics. What do you think about this video? This question reminds people of another clip not long ago. A similar incident happened. A woman in a sleepwalk had climbed over the railing, then crawled along the pillar to the upper floor, looking like a spider. Somnambulism is a sleep disorder syndrome. Sleepwalkers may walk while sleeping, or perform common actions such as eating, dressing, or driving. Sleepwalking usually occurs 1 to 2 hours after falling asleep, and they usually last for about 30 minutes. Sleepwalkers will have blank facial expressions and open eyes. This can make many people feel scared or anxious. These people are hard to wake up. However, when they wake up, they may not remember what they did the night before. Obviously, the two videos above have something in common, which is to reveal the special ability of people when they are in a state of sleepwalking, losing consciousness. The video is still attracting a lot of attention and controversy from the online community. And you, what do you think about this phenomenon? Please leave a comment below to let us know. Fire sweeps through park without burning trees or grass. Surreal video amazes people. Shared on Facebook. There's a chance that the video will leave you fascinated. A video, which is mesmerizing and baffling in equal parts, has gone crazy viral online. The clip shows a park covered with a white veil which burns away. What's surprising is that the fire doesn't touch the green grass, tree barks, or even the wooden bench. The video is so surprising that it looks like something that is straight out of a fantasy movie rather than a real-life incident. Shared on Facebook by a non-profit organization named Club de Montaña Calahorra, there's a chance that the video will leave you fascinated. The video was later shared on Twitter by many, and one such post even gathered over 6.5 million views. People had a lot to say about the video. While some were amazed to witness such an incident, others took a more hilarious route to comment. "That is the most well-behaved fire I've ever seen," joked a Twitter user. "This is like something you would see in a Disney cartoon," wrote another. "Many people think that this video is a cinematic technique and it is not real. I have so many questions," expressed a third. To this, a Twitter user responded, "I live there. Birch trees produce a hairy seed. It accumulates in the grass and this is the way to remove it." It was later revealed that the controlled fire was ignited by Fire Brigade of Castilla y León County, Spain, aimed at burning the white film, which is actually the fruits of Canadian poplar trees. The downy fluff comprises tiny fibers that surround seeds inside the catkins of poplars and willows. The fibers that comprise the fluff help seed dispersal. By catching even light breezes and adding to the seed's buoyancy, fluff allows seeds to be carried far from the mother parent. Dr. Matthew Brookhouse, a tree expert at Australian National University, explained on the university's website. What do you think of the video? When he went to the field to fish, the man panicked when he saw the mound in front of him shaking as if being sucked into the sky. The nearly 30-second video was taken by a man in India while he was fishing in a pond near a field, when suddenly he felt the ground shake. Seconds later, the mound in front of him suddenly emerged from the water, causing the top layer of soil to crack strangely. This strange phenomenon only stops when the height of the mound has risen more than 1 meter from the original position, make the man panic. Amazed at this scene, this person posted a video on the internet and received hundreds of thousands of interactions in a short time. Underneath the comment section, many people are bewildered that perhaps underneath that layer of rock there is a giant animal residing. What do you think is the cause of this phenomenon? In fact, this is a rather rare natural phenomenon. The cause of the phenomenon of self-elevating soil is due to the release of methane gas in the ground. At the same time, experts also warn that, if you encounter a similar phenomenon, you should immediately turn around and run away quickly, because a large amount of methane gas escapes. Even a small spark can cause a large explosion that is deadly. After knowing the truth, netizens left many exclamations about the above phenomenon, looking like a giant crocodile sticking out of the water, so scary. Luckily the angler didn't smoke, otherwise he wouldn't have known what would have happened, and no video would have been posted online.